On the last episode of Off the Rip, the recap show, we got to sit down with Grammy-nominated songwriter Maurice Funson, my two brothers, the hitmakers, Butter and Biscuit, and of course, the Latin queen, DJ Royale.
Just say it's manos arriba, manos arriba.
Okay, yeah.
That just means hands up, hands up.
See, that's what I was in Diddy's band.
Oh, you making the band.
I'm
For real
I
making
made
the band.
I made it for like 5 days.
But I was like, that might be
I
too
got an
much.
ex, her name is Holissa.
Okay. Enough with all that. Let's get to part 2 of the recap show of Off the Rip.
OTR. OTR. NufCed. Yeah. Off the rip. Cruising through the city with a new whip. I told her that she said she gon' need a tip. You look like you gon' cost me a grip.
What's up? This is Off the Rip, the recap show with your boy NufCed. And we just want to thank you all for supporting us so far. We appreciate the love and for liking and subscribing. Make sure you share these shows and these episodes.
On this episode of Off the Rip, the recap show, my boy K-Ron Valentine comes through and shares with us how his organization, Live Above It, is helping to advance the young brothers and sisters in our community. We also had the pleasure of sitting down with multi-billboard charting songwriter-producer Chris Davis, who explains and shares with us the hustle in his game. And last but not least, my girl Go Priz pulled up on me and helped me check out the homie Doolomite's new album release. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's time for Off the Rip, the recap show, part 2.
I'm saying, Mr. K-Ron Valentine in the building. What's going on, bruh?
Man, Blacknificent, brother.
Yes, sir, man.
And how a lot of the dysfunction was normalized. As I got older, I started to think about like most of the stuff that we grew up experiencing and seeing.
Yeah.
It ain't normal, you know what I'm saying? It ain't
yeah.
as common, but it ain't normal.
And you saw that kind of stuff mostly in Indiana or like out here, because you have a strong base in the Pasadena, Altadena area.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what really did it was growing up when I was in Indiana, seeing it out there too, just as much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just more concentrated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's where out here it's more spread out. And seeing that, it was like, man, this stuff is everywhere. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So do you feel like that had like a positive or negative impact on you? Because some people can take something like that and turn it into something positive, or you just become a victim of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was negative situations. So because of that, it definitely had negative effects on me. But this, again, as I got older and matured, you know, I transmuted that, so to speak. You know, you hear that word transmuted, you know what I'm saying?
Transmuted. Y'all hear that? Transmuted.
I transmuted that energy and made it positive, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Alchemy right now, right there. You know?
Now, we definitely have to applaud the brother K-Ron for making it out the struggle. But he did kind of challenge my magna cum laude and all my degrees when he hit me with the transmuted. But don't worry, your boy Googled it. We all good.
Because I got kids now, right? And I remember, older, in my adult years, thinking that nobody that I knew, none of my homies, none of my homegirls, girlfriends, family, none of us have fathers in our home.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? But when things are so common, we think they're normal.
It's normalized. It's normalized.
You know what I'm saying? And I realized, like, wait a minute, I never went to nobody's house with their father in the home, except for one homie's cousin. That's how deep it is that I can pinpoint to one person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, to answer your question, it was just moms.
Dang. Okay, so let's talk about the Beyond the Crack Generation book you got.
Yeah.
That's this book right here, right?
Absolutely.
This book right here, Beyond the Crack Generation. I heard a lot about this book. Tell me about this book, man.
Yeah, Beyond the Crack Generation. The full title is Beyond the Crack Generation.
Yeah.
Surviving the Trauma Organized Culture.
That part.
So what it's about is really understanding, first of all, that trauma is real. Again, like I was saying earlier, a lot of the stuff that we see as common, as normal, only because it's common, a lot of it is traumatic. And a lot of times we don't understand how much trauma has affected our communities, particularly gang and drug impacted communities.
Yeah.
We just go through certain things. Some of us have been through violence. Some of us have been the perpetrator. Some of us have been the victim. Some of us has been both. But both of it is traumatic.
Yeah.
We just tuck it away and go on about our day. And then we wonder why we have all these ways about us. You know, hyper vigilant, where I don't trust nothing. I'm always on alert. You know what I'm saying?
That's me.
Why I'm doing a lot of self-medicating, why I'm trying to cope and all of these. A lot of that stuff come from trauma. But because it hasn't been really talked about in our communities, we don't know it. Our culture says, look, you don't tell your business, you don't talk about it, you just tuck it away, fix your face, and get back out there.
Keep on moving.
But it's still there, right? So when I started learning about trauma, I'm like, dang, that's deep. That's why I do a lot of stuff that I do. But then I realized that I took it a step further, and we have not just trauma, we have what's called a trauma organized culture, where our culture
is built off of that.
It's built around trauma, and you know, like if something small as bomb first, you know, Pop, you say bomb first. That's a trauma response. Let me get off on them before they get off on me. Because I done been got off on before. That's never gonna happen again, right? I'm affected by that. And we have all of these experiences that has molded the culture, you know what I'm saying? And has defined what we consider to be real. But really, it's a lot of trauma that we're dealing with.
There's a lot more information that Brother K-Ron breaks down on this episode, but it's just a recap. So go watch the original episode. And by the way, congratulations to Live Above the Hype. They just got a brand new building, much bigger, so they plan on doing much bigger things in the future.
What's up, everybody? This is Off the Rip with your boy NufCed. We got a special guest in the building. We got a king in the building, you know what I'm saying? We got my brother, the one and only Chris Davis. He's gonna leave me hanging in the shot too. Look at that, look at this.
Hello, man.
That military experience. Tell me about that. And how that shaped you into who you are right now.
Man, I'll say this, the military was one of the best choices I ever made. Because I've always been a kind of disciplined, kind of focused person, but being in the military really just kind of helped, you know, lock all that in for me. Because obviously, you know, to survive in the military, you got to be disciplined, you got to be focused, you got to do what you're told, you know what I mean? You got to follow instructions, you got to be a team player. And I think for me, you know, it was difficult. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was tough, it was difficult. But I think it, you know, it really made me a man. It really gave me that extra, you know, the extra oomph I needed to be successful. So military was super dope, man.
So your pops was originally in the military?
He worked for the Army. He worked for the Army, yeah. My dad played, he was in the NFL. He played for the Falcons in the NFL for 2 years.
Okay. So we're gonna get to the football because now it's all starting to make sense.
Right. So, and I'll say that there's a standard of excellence that's always been in my family. I say delayed gratification is the biggest thing that gets overlooked, like amongst people, especially in the music industry. Of, you know, you do a bunch of work now, you do this, you do that, you know. And, you know, you have to just digest the concept that it might not pay off for another 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, but still, you know, give forth, you know, good effort and be ready to rock and roll and, you know, just get it done. And then I would say from a mental standpoint, I would just say mental toughness. It's like, it's a lot, I mean, obviously it's a lot of ups and downs that occur in life, but especially in the music industry, you gotta have thick skin, you gotta have some perseverance, you gotta be able to, you know, rock and roll despite what may happen to you. So the military definitely, you know, prepared me for that, for sure.
Now, what's funny, you said delayed gratification. It's funny that people in this industry, that's a problem for them. Right. When you get paid way after you put out music. So it's almost like it's almost like, yo, this is the way of life. Right. That's why upfront money is so important in this industry, because what you're supposed to get, you ain't gonna get that for a minute.
Now, I've known Chris Davis for a minute now, and if there's one thing I do know about him, is that my boy works hard for his money, and he puts in the work, the time, and the dedication in order to be successful. Let's see if we can't get 1 or 2 more jewels out of him before we get up out of here.
I went to the LA Film School in Hollywood. I would say there, man, I went there for, I think it was like 3 years. Then I interned twice. I used to drive to a studio in Santa Clarita from San Pedro. It was 60 miles. And day in and day out, I worked 15-hour shifts, and I'd just be like, man, what am I doing this for? Like, when is this ever gonna end? Like, oh, man. But, you know, now, you know, 2 years later, I realized, oh, that's what that was for. That's the, you know, the epiphany I had about delayed gratification. It's like, nothing was happening then. I was just putting in the work and just, you know, working, but now things are paying off. And so I think, you know, having that, just keeping that in front of my mind is, you know, kind of really helped me as I've matriculated through this industry. How bad do you want it? While you're making a bunch of excuses and a bunch of, you know, sad songs, and while you're pretending to be the victim, is somebody else that's driving, I used to drive 60 miles, and somebody else that's driving 70. Somebody that's driving you know,
70 plus.
70 plus like you.
Depending
so
on where
shout
we
out,
going.
so salute you and shout out to you for you know you making it happen. But yeah, just how bad did you want it? And you know, are you gonna make excuses or you know bring forth results?
Yeah.
So like the drive kind of sort of, and I had a lot of time to think as well too. And on my way there, I would always visualize, all right, today I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make sure I do this, and you know I got to kind of organize my thoughts and plan it. And on my ride home, I'll be like, all right, well today went like this. I did 4 songs today. Maybe tomorrow I can do 5, or you know, maybe I should have did this or did this differently or whatever. You know, so nah, it was beneficial for me.
Yeah.
When it comes to Chris Davis, you definitely can't knock the hustle. My man's got multiple records on the Billboard in different genres. From football to the military, he gets it done wherever he goes. In between all of our traditional interviews, I got to sit down with my homegirl, Go Prez, and check out the big homie Dulamite's new album. Let's check it out.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? In the city.
In the streets.
That part. We got a little special edition of Off the Rip where we do our album reviews and we, you know, we listen to the tracks and we let people know what we think and then we tell you whether you should go cop that album or not.
Yep. I'm excited about this. Who we got coming up?
All right, so tonight we got my boy Dulamite all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, where they still counting the ballots.
Shit, Sin City.
You know what I'm saying?
They still counting the ballots.
They still counting Uncle Joe's ballots. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dulamite got a little album called Commitment Anxiety.
Commitment anxiety. What does that mean to you, Ced?
Man.
What's that looking like?
Listen, I'm about to tell on myself.
Commitment anxiety. Break it down.
Just the word commitment alone.
And then anxiety right following.
Listen, here's my thing. I don't have any...
Wait, no. Kill the savage talk, NufCed. No conversations about commitment anxiety. We just gonna get straight to the music. Let's go.
Ooh. Was that a girl talking to Dulamite? Talk about... You wanna run that back?
That's the intro.
What did she say?
So
intense, right?
So we already get the vibe.
I already got anxiety just, you know, after the first 3 seconds.
We already got it.
One more time, now I'm wondering what if I let you go. You see,
Okay.
you really fucking smart. You told me you was worried I would go and break your heart. So you had me feeling bad, playing victim from the start. I was trying to make you laugh, hold it down and play the part. But you went and fucked it up, and I really cuffed it up. Just for you to be a thought and let these niggas bust it up. Told me about your last man and how he always roughed you up. Now you wanna break my heart when he the one that fucked it up. He the one that had you up.
All right. Okay. All right.
What you think?
You know what I'm saying? First of all,
does it follow suit with what the title of the album is?
Yeah, because we already getting into a relationship issue. We already jumping into the relationship thing. I like the vibe of the vocalist because you know I'm in the music and the beat,
the sound,
For sure. You know what I'm saying? It almost got like a live feel kind of to it.
like you gotta.
Go. Okay.
Instrumentals.
Slow motion. I fuck the world and the girl with the same Trojan. Popped the bottles at the club, now my speech is slurred. Strip club throwing 2020, so your vision work. Made it out the mud when my chances were narrow. Now I'm dripping gold bottles, body dripping like pharaohs. You better give me my time. I'm always dripping, I don't need the mileage. Money popping, all this water feel like Gillis Island. Really wildin'. They really mad cause a nigga styling. Flying first class, taking selfies cause it's so exciting. Notes 50s and 20s, the strippers get the ones. I have them looking for no one when my rain is done. Flow the meanest, I'm a genius.
If you listen to him, you don't know anything about him, you don't even know his name. What area do you feel like he coming from?
You mean like regionally, like?
Yeah.
Man,
what kind of beat or what kind of sound he gives?
That. I think we mentioned it earlier, like it had like Rick Ross feel. So that's a smooth. That's not really like West Coast.
No, not that one.
That's
specifically.
not West Coast, and it's not like East Coast. It's not. It's more like, man, shoot.
We just gonna call it Vegas vibes, because that's where he's from.
Hey man, and you gonna have to pay Prince for this. This is Vegas vibes, all Vegas vibes. Cause that sound like that ride right. That intro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My producer, he went nuts. He
Yup, you go in.
And it's a wrap. Shout out to my girl Go Priz for pulling up and rocking out with me as we review the latest release by my boy Dulamite. We definitely had those Vegas vibes going. We also want to thank everybody for tuning in, rocking with us. We appreciate you. We appreciate our guests, but it's about that time. We got to get up out of here, y'all. We'll catch you on the next episode. It's your boy NufCed. Off the Rip, the recap show, part 2. We out.
Off the Rip, the recap was brought to you by Your Destiny Essentials, where no matter who you are or what you do, be essentially you.
You look like you gon' cost me a grip.